Hello, everyone, and welcome to the experience. Welcome to the wrestling experience.
I'm taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the new stuff.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the wrestling experience. My name is Earl Cole, and it's a brand new name. It's the wrestling experience with Earl Cole, not to get me confused with the wrestling experience. Welcome, everyone. I'm sorry about the delay. Technical difficulties with my laptop and everything else, but we are coming to you via mobile, ladies and gentlemen. What we're going to do this show, we're going to do this show correct. Because tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about AEW Dynamite. AEW Dynamite last night took place in Boston, Massachusetts, and we're going to have a lot of fun here tonight on the wrestling experience. But I'm not here alone, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not here alone. We're also going to be discussing WWE Crown Jewel. We're going to discuss that. We're going to rewind that. We're also going to be discussing a few wrestling news as well. So we're going to give that all to you here tonight on the Wrestling Experience and the Hardcore Sports Network. Please subscribe to the Hardcore Sports Network. Follow them on Twitch at Hardcore Sports 1. Follow them on Instagram at Hardcore Sports. Follow them on Twitter at Hardcore Sports N. And of course, subscribe to their YouTube channel as well. And please hit that like button. Hit the like button on my channel. Hit the like button on the Hardcore Sports Network. We greatly appreciate it. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be live on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and of course, YouTube.com, as well as my YouTube channel as well. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring back a polarizing figure in the IWC. He is a friend of mine. He's a great guest. The last time I had him on this show, ladies and gentlemen, we blew the roof off the internet. We had great conversation. We have great chemistry. I've been on his channel many times over. And of course, he is a dear friend. He has the lightning flash update. He is the founding forefather of the DJ Storms Posse page, and he's got the best damn Twitter handle known to mankind. He's great. He's heaven on earth, and I can't wait to have him on here. He's going to pop into the stream right now. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the one and the only Mr. DJ Storms.
Oh yeah, I am ready. I am feeling it. How am I coming in? Is the mic sounding right?
Oh, yes.
That's right, baby. That's right. Now then, I greatly appreciate you with the intro. It was a pretty decent intro, but let's be real. Only one individual can do it like it needs to be done. So if you'll allow me, I would like to do the honors.
Oh, yes, please, please, please take the stage, if you will, please, Mr. DJ Storms. And everybody that's in the chat, welcome aboard. Thank you very much.
Oh, we're going to have a good time. So far, we got 8 people. We got a lot of people watching so far. Keep it coming, people. Keep it coming. Now then. Okay. Me. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the one and only DJ Storms, and I would like to welcome each and every single one of you to yet another scintillating edition of the Wrestling Experience. Now, as of course, You already know who I am, Mr. Controversy, and the operator of the best damn Twitter handle. No. Oh. Wow. Do you smell that? You know what that is, Earl?
That is pure motherfucking excellence.
Oh my God, you're damn right it is. Wait for it. Wait for it. To mankind. Woo! Does it get any better than that? The answer is no. But
No, it doesn't.
I greatly appreciate you having me on the stream. Definitely means a lot, and I know that there's a lot of people that are coming to see the dynamic duo of the IWC, the people that go together like tacos and Tuesdays, and we turn it up on a Thursday, baby. Earl, I am ready to talk some pro wrestling, so let's fucking go.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have a lot of things on our menu. First of all, we're going to be talking about AEW Dynamite. Then we have Crown Jewel. Then we have some wrestling news that I'm going to ask DJ Storms' opinion on. So we're going to get to all of that and then some for tonight's menu. But before we begin, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to welcome everybody in the chat from further. Dee Dee, hello. Jeff, hello. I'll see you, Jeff, on Monday night for the Monday Night Raw watch along. If you all don't know right now, ladies and gentlemen, I am the host of the Wrestling Experience, and I'm also the host of the Monday Night Raw watch along, which happens each and every Monday night with my good friend Jeffrey down there in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, please subscribe to the Hardcore Sports Network. Please subscribe to DJ Storm's channel. Please subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to every channel that you see here on the Hardcore Sports Network. We greatly appreciate it. And follow Hardcore Sports on Twitch at Hardcore Sports 1. Follow them on Twitter at Hardcore Sports N. And follow them on Instagram at Hardcore Sports. And we greatly appreciate it. Hit the like button. Hit the like button on my channel. Hit the like button on the Hardcore Sports Network. And of course, we are live on the DJ Storms Posse page, which, by the way, I am a senior administrative member. So, ladies and gentlemen, with all of that being said, let's get this party.
Don't I gotta do what I need to do? Are you trying to cut me off here?
Wait, I am so sorry. Where are my manners? DJ Storms, please. I have to pay you homage. You are my guest, and I apologize. Please go ahead, sir.
I mean, you don't want to cut off your favorite part. Trust me, we'll get to that.
No.
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HistoryMakerDJS. That is at HistoryMakerDJS on both Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on Facebook as well for collaborations and business inquiries. Please send me an email. My email is, of course, stormstakeover@gmail.com. Like the official DJ Storms business page, and I may just send you an invite to join the official DJ Storms Posse group on Facebook. That is. All those links are in the description, as well as the link to my YouTube channel. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and, of course, when you hit the subscribe button, you gotta hit that notifications bell with a huge coup de grace, because that way you will know whenever I pop up on YouTube. Because whenever I pop up on YouTube, baby, it is the best time to be on YouTube. And do you know why? Because it is the only time that you won't get to see this glorious sideburn shin strap combination, this beautiful mustache right here, and this slick back pompadour. Earl, I gotta ask you something. Do you know what time it is?
Oh, of course, it's the comb time.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. And we're going to light it up right here on the Wrestling Experience with a little and a dash of and a whole lot of because like Campbell's tomato soup with a side of grilled cheese possibilities, just like a nice steaming hot plate of penne vodka pasta, just like a nice plate of turkey with stuffing, mashed potatoes with the gravy in the middle, and some cranberry sauce all over the turkey. I'm just so good. Everybody wants a piece of the Stormsmeister, and you already know the drill. Don't y'all forget it. Shout out to Lisa Wardlow, who's also in the chat.
Yeah, Lisa, long time no see. Welcome aboard. And of course, maybe Toon Peanuts. Hello. DD, hello. Jeff, hello. Further, AM, hello. Everybody that's in the chat. Mac the Giants fan. By the way, DJ Storms, before we begin, I have to commend you on something. You had Mac the Giants fan on your show the other day, and I did listen to it. And I did listen to the show, not once, but twice. I have to commend you and him. You did a fabulous job. You did a fabulous job. And I commend you for it, sir. Very good show. Very good.
I drink to that.
Yes, and I drink to you too, sir. Okay, so let's get to it last night. Last night, AEW took place in Boston, Massachusetts. It was a fun show. It was a great show. And a lot of things came out of it. The build for the pay-per-view coming up, Full Gear, which is next weekend, ladies and gentlemen, which is hard to believe, which is next weekend. It was great. The build up to the show is going to be good. Let me ask you something, DJ Storm. What did you make of the overall build for last night's Dynamite?
The overall build was fine for what it was for the most part. I will say, though, the build for Full Gear has been a little lackluster. I'm not really sure why that is. I'm not sure if it's because Tony Khan is still trying to iron out whatever he's got going on with CM Punk, and obviously the fact that he's trying to buy out his contract, whether it be because the Elite are coming back, whether it be because he's still trying to get his developmental team intact. Obviously, he brought on Jeff Jarrett as the director of business development, which I have no problem with. I think that's a great role for Jeff Jarrett. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the build for Full Gear. Now, the show itself on paper is looking like a great show. The one thing I don't want to see, though, I don't want to see Full Gear play out the same way that Double or Nothing and All Out played out. And what I mean by that is I don't want it to play out in the sense that it's not paced well. It's not paced well.
Right.
That's something that we do not need. We need it to
Right.
be paced perfectly with 3 matches on the pre-show and about 8 to 9 matches on the main show, and we'll wrap up around 11:30, 11:45, because that right there is exactly how Revolution played out and Forbidden Door played out, and those two were the top 2 pay-per-views of the year, right up there with Clash at the Castle, produced by WWE. So I'd like to hope that he's going to space things out a little bit, but for the most part, what we got was a fun show. We'll see how Tony Khan can continue his momentum coming out of Full Gear after we get what should be one of AEW's best shows to date if they play their cards correctly.
Yeah, from what I understand, I think Full Gear he wants it between 13 and 14 matches. So I think that's the exact road he wants to travel on. I just hope it doesn't exceed 15. I don't want to see it exceed 15. If you're
Where
gonna
did you
give it
hear the
up,
news that he wants it 13?
I believe it was. I think it was the cage side seats. I think that's where I read it from.
Oh, well, fuck cage sides. Cage side seats suck, so I don't really take them credible.
But anyway, I agree with your
Cage side
assessment.
seats, more like cage side geeks.
I I agree. I agree with your assessment on what you just said. I just hope that the pace of the pay-per-view is as good as the Forbidden Door, because the Forbidden Door was very successful. Very
Oh, that
successful
was that was
pay-per-view.
fantastic, dude.
That
Brilliant
that was
pacing.
a yeah, it was brilliant paced. It was great. It was great for what it was. It was fantastic. So if they can take that formula and they can transfer it over to Full Gear, I think we're gonna have a successful pay-per-view. And that is correct. So let's talk about the first match because we're gonna skip around here. Um, let's talk about Sky Blue taking on Jamie Hayter. The match was great. I had no issues with the match. I like Sky Blue. I think she's improving a lot in the ring. She's not there yet as far as championship material, but she's honing her craft, and I think the match was great. I love Jamie Hayter. I love the ways that the momentum she's getting on the show, and the push she's getting with this championship match with Britt Baker. I'm looking forward to the match. I am looking forward 100% with the match. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if she's going to win the title at Full Gear, but I think it's going to be good. I think the match is going to be good. I think both ladies are going to bring it. Um, what did you make of the match itself, DJ? Did we dance 87? How are
Well,
you?
if we're going to talk about the match overall, if we're going to talk about the match overall, I gotta tell you, Sky Blue, when she first came on to AEW, I was a big Sky Blue detractor, and I don't understand why she was brought on. Now we're looking at her a year later, two different Sky Blues. And this is probably one of the biggest things that I love about pro wrestling the most is because you see the progression from where she was when Tony Khan first brought her on versus where she is now. That match with Jamie Hayter flowed very nicely. It was intense. Both women matched up very well together. She was doing things that Sky Blue wasn't doing a year ago. Sky Blue was actually moving a lot more fluidly in the ring. And I'd like to hope that she's probably taking some lessons from Dante Martin, since Dante Martin is she's his girl. So fuck Dante Martin. But anyway, I think that what Sky Blue is doing is very good for what she's doing right now, and she is building a nice, solid reputation for herself. And Jamie Hayter, I mean, Jamie Hayter is self-explanatory. Jamie Hayter is easily a woman that you build the division around, and with how over she's becoming, this championship match will only help that. On top of that, this championship match could definitely facilitate the final breakup between Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. And it could honestly end up with Jamie Hayter going full-fledged babyface. She'll probably beat Britt Baker sometime after Full Gear and then take the TBS championship from Jade Cargill. I'm going to throw it out there right now, even though next Thursday is the rundown with All Elite Mikey. Shout out to him. I'm going to call it right now. I do not see Tony Storm losing the championship, but this match with Sky Blue and Jamie Hayter, very fluid. I like what they were doing. I could have watched them go a little bit longer. It was very, very intense, and Jamie Hayter continues to win, so I can't really complain about that.
No, I agree with the assessment. I can't agree. I mean, I agree with you 100%. Hater. I mean, Jamie Hater is great, and I think when she needs to break away from that Britt Baker. She needs to break away from Britt Baker, and she needs to
That Britt Baker.
yeah, that Britt
I
Baker.
don't know why. It's just a little thing I picked up on. I just had to say that.
Yeah, Dr.
Anyway,
DMD. Anyway, no, but she needs to get away from her, and she needs to go on her own, and I think that's something that's going to be in the works very soon. I can say, as far as the match is concerned, it was great. It had great chemistry, had great fluidity. I like the way the ladies brought it. I had no issues with the match whatsoever. I thought it was really good.
The ladies have been getting a lot more time on Dynamite, so Saray is
Yes,
definitely paying off.
yes. And speaking of Saraya, what did you make of the Saraya and Britt Baker face to face?
If you're asking me, it was probably one of the top three things on the show. Great stuff by both women. We can sit here and we can talk about how much of a cunt Britt Baker is, and she is. Don't get me wrong. She's a bit of a cunt backstage, but when it comes to her craft on TV in that role, she has owned it. She had a great back and forth with Saraya, and Saraya, you can really just tell that Saraya is as passionate as she's ever been about pro wrestling. This is her Daniel Bryan comeback story from when Bryan was injured and he came back from a career ending injury. This is exactly where she was meant to be. And you could tell just with everything that she said, she just got more and more emotional. It just goes to show you how much this business really means to her. And this matchup at Full Gear, it's probably had one of the best builds towards Full Gear. If I'm going to be honest here, it's Moxley and MJF, and then this match that has been the top two best built matches towards Full Gear. This is probably one of the matches that I'm looking forward to the most is Saraya and Britt Baker, and I cannot wait to see what they do. I feel as though they're really going to do everything they can to make sure that Saraya's return match is going to be big. And Saraya, she's been looking mighty fine. She's been looking mighty fine. She's cleared, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing what they do. But this promo with Saraya and Britt Baker, it just came off so well. I think the crowd could have been a little bit more lively, that's for sure. But man, they just fed off of each other so well. They matched up together on the microphone so well. And Saraya threw down a lot of truth bombs. Britt Baker, listen, she brought her A game with her promo too. I will give her that. But Saraya, she dropped a shit ton of truth bombs that really took this segment
Mm-hmm.
from a 7 to an 11 within like 15 seconds. Really good
Right.
stuff by both women, and I'm looking forward to this match.
I agree with you. I think what really shook me the most as a wrestling fan was when she said that she got hit by a car. She got hit by a car, and then she came to the arena the next night, and she wrestled after nobody. I mean, if you were hit by a car, you wouldn't be able to stand up. You wouldn't even be able to perform. You wouldn't be able to do nothing. You would be in the emergency room. This woman went there and get hit by a car. I mean, that was just riveting to me. And I was just sitting there, and my head was spinning. I said, what in the what? I mean, that promo that she cut was the best thing I have ever heard and seen in a wrestling promo. That's a wrestling promo. It was real. It wasn't fake. It wasn't over scripted. It wasn't forced. This was just from the heart to the passion to the gut to the everything. I'm in agreement with you. I loved it. I loved it. She ripped her up, zipped her down, and took her places that she would never even think of. I loved it. I had no issues with this segment whatsoever. Great segment, great stuff by both ladies, and like you said, I'm looking forward to Full Gear. I can't wait. I think that she's gonna have a coming out party like you were never gonna see before. I think that audience is gonna pop for her like you would not believe. She is gonna be so
By the way,
over.
I've been listening to her theme song. Her theme song's fucking great. Really, it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. And I love the way they made her say, "This is my house," and they didn't stifle that. I love that. I love that. I absolutely love it. Great stuff. Great promo. Um, let's talk about this next one here. For the Full Gear World Title Elimination Tournament, it was Eddie Kingston taking on Ethan Page. The match was Interesting. It was okay. I don't know. I thought it was okay. I don't think I would want to see this again. I don't know about you, DJ, so I can't speak for you. But I thought the match was okay. I thought it was pretty good
I
for
thought it
what
was
it
very
was.
good.
I thought it was good. Eddie Kingston though
I
needs
thought it
to
was very. I
win.
think they matched up very well together.
Yeah, I mean I just think that Eddie Kingston needs more wins. Why does he keep losing so much? That's the thing that I'm kind of scratching my head at because he's a good wrestler, and I don't understand why they don't want to keep making him have like momentum or build or what. I'm not sure why that is, but anyway, I mean it was good. What did you think of it, DJ Storm?
I think the main reason is because with Eddie Kingston being as over as he is, it doesn't matter if he loses because he's bulletproof. I guess Tony Khan's looking at it in that way. But on top of that, I mean, Ethan Page, he hasn't really hit his stride in it. I mean, like, I don't want to say he hasn't hit his stride because Ethan Page, he's been a part of some pretty damn good fucking matches, some pretty damn good fucking moments. The first coffin match with Darby, Sting's return match with Scorpio Sky as well. I loved him with the Men of the Year. That was some great shit. I don't know why they didn't do more with that. Also with Dan Lambert, that was very entertaining too. Um, and now that he's in this tournament, I honestly think he should go to the finals. If you're asking me that, I don't think he's going to win. I don't think he's going to win at all. But if you're asking me who should go to the finals, I'm picking Ethan Page as one half of the finals just because of how good Ethan Page is, and he's been waiting for a good while to really get a major opportunity in AEW. And I do believe that this World Title Eliminator Tournament is definitely going to help take him to that next level, specifically because he really needs a breakout moment. And I do believe that this tournament will be that breakout moment. Very good match for what it was. They matched up pretty solidly together. And I do believe that Eddie Kingston will probably be snapping soon because obviously he's got this anger issue that he's trying to control. I'm not sure if him and Ortiz are going to remain a tag team going forward. I mean, it would make sense. But I do believe that Ethan Page winning here was definitely the right call, and I do believe that Ethan Page is going to go to the finals.
Yeah, I agree with the assessment. Um, I think that him going over was okay in my book because, like you said, Kingston is already established. Um, he needs to take the talent over, make the talent go over. So I had no issues with it. I thought it was okay. The match was okay with me. I don't have any issues with it. Um, good stuff. Ethan Page moves forward in the tournament. And but who do you see now? Let me ask you something. Who do you see being the number one contender?
I've actually had this picked since he announced it. I'm going with Ricky Starks. I'm going with absolute Ricky Starks to win the whole damn thing.
Okay, okay, all right. Um, what did you make of the MJF promo?
What's going on? Did you freeze up on me a little bit? I think
No,
you froze up on my end for some weird reason.
I don't. Oh, you want me to repeat the question?
What's going on?
Oh, I don't know.
Did you freeze up?
No.
Okay. I think you're good now. I think you're good now.
Okay. What did you make of the MJF promo?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
What did you make of the MJF promo?
What is going on? Oh, here we go. There we go. There we go. Fine. There we go. Finally, it's coming in a little bit clearer. The MJF promo, man. I am so glad that Tony Khan decided to take that and put it on the show. And I know we're gonna be singing his praises until the day that he retires. But man, he's so fucking good. He is
Mm-hmm.
so fucking good. It is not
Mm-hmm.
even funny, man. I
Mm-hmm.
cannot tell you how great this promo was within the segment of the show and how he just came out on that podcast and just let loose and how he's always had his moment upstaged. There's no way that MJF does not win the world title. He has to win. There's
Right.
no ifs, ands, buts, maybes, nothing about it.
Right.
MJF goes into Full Gear. MJF walks out of Full Gear the world champion no matter what. It's got to be.
I agree with the assessment. The promo was great. What he did was fantastic. I had no issues with this promo whatsoever. The promo was great. MJF is a nasty heel. He's one of those heels that you just, I mean, what he says he's gonna deliver on. Um, so I had no issues with this match whatsoever. Oh, okay. And DJ Storm just having a little technical problems with his computer, so we will be back. He'll be back. So, and there's a certain. Yeah, yeah, Lisa. He will be back. So the promo was great. I had no issues with the promo. I had no issues with it whatsoever. MJF is a heel, and he's a dirty heel, and that is
I
something that
apologize. I don't know what the fuck's going on over here.
well, anyway, MJF is a heel.
Unbelievable.
MJF is a heel, and yeah, he is one of those. He is one of those dirty heels, and and he's gonna get his. He's gonna get his. The devil is gonna get his due. The devil is gonna get his due at Full Gear. He's gonna win that title. And then that's exactly. He's gonna have his moment, and there's gonna be a pop. Uh, oh, that's why it was. Yeah, yeah, I understand.
Wi-Fi
Okay,
says.
hard.
Wi-Fi says.
Yeah, yeah, yes, hardcore sports. Thank you very much. Um. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so we move on from that. What did you make of the John Moxley promo?
It was definitely one of his more tamer promos, but I feel as though that's a good thing with Moxley because you can't go 1000% all guns blazing time because then it wouldn't really feel special. He kind of took more of a calmer approach, which I do appreciate, and it did flow very nicely. Obviously, we're at the point of we just want to get to Full Gear and we want to see this match, but it was
Right.
fine for what it was. He did what he needed to do, and that's pretty much all we can ask.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I agree with the assessment. I think it was great. The promo was great. Everything that happened, and the way he delivered it was great. I thought the way he had the audience captivated was great. I think his match with MJF is going to be absolutely off the page. It's going to be off the meter, and I can't wait for it. I cannot wait for this match because it's going to be great. All right, so let's talk about this next match. It was the eight-man tag team match. It was FTR and the Acclaim versus the Gun Club and Swerve in Our Glory. DJ, so what did you think of the match?
Super fun stuff. Really, really fun stuff to start off the show. And, all 8 teams definitely brought it. I can definitely see the Guns being a team that's going to go after FTR for one of FTR's championships. I can definitely see, I could definitely see FTR getting past them, but probably sometime at the beginning of 2023, we're looking down the barrel of FTR versus the Acclaimed, and we will see FTR inevitably win the AEW World Tag Team titles, which I do believe will happen because that's easily the best route to go. There's only one team that's taken the titles off the Acclaimed, and that's FTR. Now that the Acclaimed are going to get through Swerve in Our Glory, which I do believe they will at Full Gear, we'll probably see a couple more title defenses for them, and then we will inevitably see the Acclaimed versus FTR with FTR getting the win. I do believe that the Acclaimed are going to have their best match with FTR.
I think so, and I agree. Again, I agree with the assessment. I agree. I think that the match was great. I had no issues with this match. I thought the fluidity of the match was great. I thought the chemistry in the ring was great. Um, do you see Swerve and Our Glory going their separate ways very soon?
I see Swerve in Our Glory losing at Full Gear, and then Swerve's going to turn on Keith Lee.
Okay. All right, then.
Swerve, and let me tell you
All right.
something. Swerve has the makings of a great fucking heel.
Yes.
If Swerve
Yes.
keeps it up and he's as good of a heel as he's going to be, I honestly think Swerve could be in contention to take the TNT title from Wardlow. When the time is right, of course.
Right. Yeah. I agree with the assessment. Yeah. Yes, Jeffrey, there will be a T-shirt that says "I agree with the assessment." Yes.
I knew that was coming. It's got to be coming sooner rather than later. Through the technical difficulties, it's got to be coming.
Oh boy, we're having fun tonight, ladies and gentlemen. If you just joined us, this is the Wrestling Experience with Earl Cole. It's a brand new name, but the same show. And it's not to be confused with the Wrestling Experience. My name is Earl Cole. That is DJ Storms, and we are live on the Hardcore Sports Network. We're on the Facebook DJ Storms Posse page. We're also on Facebook. We're also on Twitter. We're also on Instagram. We're also on other digital platforms. So please subscribe to the Hardcore Sports Network on Twitch at Hardcore Sports One. Follow them on Twitter at Hardcore Sports N. And of course, you can follow them on Instagram. And of course, subscribe to the Hardcore Sports Network on their YouTube channel. And please hit the like button on all of the channel platforms. Thank you very much. Now let's go to the main event of AEW Dynamite. It was the best 2 out of 3 falls match. It was Bryan Danielson taking on Sammy Guevara with Ty Mello. Oh, tie a yellow ribbon round the old tree.
Is that your little thing now? I mean, like, are you trying to tell me you're DJ Storms right there?
It's an homage to you, my friend. It's an homage.
Appreciate it.
Anyway, the match was great. The match was great. The first fall, of course, Sammy Guevara got disqualified, and the other 2 falls were just absolutely fantastic. DJ Storms, what did you make of the match?
I thought it was better than their first match. Great stuff, my God. And let me tell you something. We can sit here and shit on Sammy Guevara all we want. We can talk about how he needs to get his ego under control and how, all the shit that he's done, especially since getting married to Ty Mello and how it's boosted his ego tenfold. Well, we could sit here and talk about that, but holy shit, is he a good fucking pro wrestler? Is he a good fucking pro wrestler, or is he a good fucking pro wrestler? That match with Bryan was fucking awesome. Really, fucking awesome. I actually thought he was going to win it. I actually thought that Sammy was going to win the whole thing, but inevitably, we saw Sammy take the L. He passed out at the hands of Mr. Bryan Danielson, and it was an excellent taste of what we're going to get with the Fatal 4-Way match at Full Gear with Chris Jericho and Claudio Castagnoli in there as well.
Yeah, I agree with you. The match was great. Both men brought it. Sammy Guevara was so vicious in this match. He busted open Bryan. He went there and he was trying to blind him and everything else. And he was scratching and clawing and scratching and clawing. And these 2 men were so vicious with one another. I was like, what in the world is this? And I was just like, this was just absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, the match was great. Match was fantastic. And I had no issues with it whatsoever. I thought it had great chemistry. I thought it had great fluidity. I thought it had everything that you could wanted and more in the match. So ladies and gentlemen, that was AEW Dynamite.
Lisa's
Now,
Lisa's ranting because we didn't cover Wardlow's segment.
oh, oh, I forgot about Mr. Wardlow. Oh, Wardlow. How could I forget Wardlow and Powerhouse Hobbs are on a collision course for the TNT title. Um, what did you make of it, DJ Son? What did you make of the segment?
I'm a Hobbs guy. I really am a Hobbs guy. I think I've made it abundantly clear that I am a big powerhouse Hobbs guy. My only criticism about this match is the fact that they're doing it this early. I actually thought that Hobbs was going to be built up going into next year to inevitably take the title off of Wardlow. But apparently they're not doing that. They're going to do the match at Full Gear. I don't see Wardlow losing, but I do see a match with Joe in the future. It looks like we may have our matchup for Ring of Honor final battle. And I do believe that we could be getting a title for title match with Wardlow and Samoa Joe. And I actually think that that's a great idea, specifically because of the fact that Wardlow is probably at the top of the list of men that are going to take the world title off of MJF after MJF inevitably wins it and has a long, fruitful world title reign with it, right? But Wardlow's not going to be going anywhere near the world title yet. So they're going to have him do
Right.
what he's doing with the TNT championship. I do believe that he's going to be the longest reigning TNT champion. I do believe he's going to break Darby Allin's record. And I do believe that we're probably going to get a title for title match at Final Battle between Wardlow and Joe. And I do believe that we could inevitably see, we could very well inevitably see Wardlow win both titles. And that's going to be his main priority role. He's going to be a double champion. He's going to get a lot of spotlight on both Ring of Honor and AEW. And they're going to do what they're doing with Wardlow. And after he loses one title, he still has the other title. And then probably towards the end of next year, he'll probably win the Eliminator tournament next year and go and fight MJF at Winter is Coming, and he'll beat MJF. That's how I see things playing out.
Mm. I agree with the assessment. And what did you make of Samoa Joe turning on Wardlow?
I thought it was actually a great move. Couple reasons. Number one, Samoa Joe works better as a heel, and number two, I mean, if we're going to be talking about a title for title match, and Wardlow's going to win both titles, and Samoa Joe's going to move on to bigger and better things, I mean, I have no problem with that.
No, I have no problem with it either. I agree with the assessment. I don't have any issues with it. I thought it was great.
The only issue I have is the fact that Wardlow just needs more TV time. And I understand why he doesn't have a lot. It's because there's only 3 hours of TV time, and Tony Khan's got to fit everyone on 3 hours. I get it. But at the end of the day, I really do hope that this will inevitably lead to that Ring of Honor TV deal. And Wardlow's definitely going to get more TV time on Dynamite.
Yeah, I agree with the assessment. Great stuff. All right, Lisa, we covered Wardlow, and that means we are done with AEW Dynamite. Good show, great stuff, good all around stuff. I can't wait for next week. We have the go home show. We have the go home show for AEW Dynamite, and that, ladies and gentlemen, will be covered by me and Mitch Kofsky. Mitch Kofsky will be here next week on the Wrestling Experience, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to be doing predictions for Full Gear. So please tune in for that because we're going to have a lot of fun next week. And it's my final show before I take a break for the Thanksgiving holiday. So tune into that next week. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be moving on to some news of wrestling news. And these came in the airport and stuff, and I think we're going to discuss this tonight here in the Wrestling Experience. So the first wrestling news we're going to have is per Brian Alvarez. Brian Alvarez says that the WWE is planning some crazy things in the War Games match at Survivor Series. It is part of the new Survivor Series new footage for video packages. So, DJ Storms, what do you think about that? WWE is thinking about doing some crazy things in the War Games match.
Well, I mean, if you're not going to do something crazy in a fucking War Games match, then you may as well not even have a War Games match. So at the end of the day, this is a great move. And on top of that, you got to come out strong for your first War Games on the main roster. It's been a staple on NXT, even NXT 2.0 after NXT Black and Gold was fucking murdered by Vince McMahon. So if you're going to be planning some crazy spots, then obviously you should be. You should be, because you need to be at the top of your game. You need to be on your fucking A game for your first Survivor Series War Games event. So I got no issue with that, and it should be a yearly thing.
Right. Also, they said on per Brian Alvarez again, regarding rumors of the changes in the pay-per-view next year. The only thing we were told was that the general rule will be less themed pay-per-views. So what do you think about that? The WWE is saying that they're doing less themed pay-per-views. What do you think about that?
I mean, I've stated this before. I don't necessarily have a problem with the gimmick pay-per-views. What I have a problem with, and what the majority of people have a problem with, is quite simple. Vince and Bruce, they put no effort into them. They didn't put any effort into anything that they did, because they operated with the mentality of, oh, we're WWE, they're going to watch anyway, so we don't need to put any effort into what we're doing. But if Triple H is going to do less gimmick pay-per-views, not only is this going to help the pay-per-view calendar, but it's really going to put a sense of importance back on the stipulations or the gimmick matches that became those gimmick pay-per-views. Then that was the main thing that people had a problem with. It's just the fact that there was no effort put into them, and the prestige and the aura of the gimmick matches and the gimmick pay-per-views, it just fizzled out because of Vince and Bruce's lack of effort and lack of urgency when it came to these shows. They didn't give a shit as long as they were getting money. But if Triple H is taking these away and he's going to bring them out for special occasions, then the aura is going to come back, and he's going to put a lot more effort into them. Even if he does keep the pay-per-views, I'm not going to be mad about it. All I care about is give me a pay-per-view with effort. I don't give a shit what you call the pay-per-view. You could base the pay-per-view around Hell in a Cell. You could base the pay-per-view around tables, ladders, and chairs, Extreme Rules. You could base the pay-per-view around fucking Gorgonzola cheese for all I care. Just put effort into the show. That's all I care about. Just give me a good show. So I don't know. I don't mind. I think the effort is going to really boost the aura and the credibility of the gimmick matches like TLC and Hell in a Cell again.
Right. And to follow up with that, they list 5 things that the WWE should do with the War Games at Survivor Series. Number one, they said that WWE should stick to the conventional War Games rules. Then they said WWE should tell different stories between the men and the women's War Games match. WWE should have the Bloodline go to war. And then they said that the WWE should not feature War Games at the expense of the traditional elimination tag team match. And then they said there should be a surprise team member. So what do you think about that?
We don't really need a surprise team member, but I do believe that we will be getting a traditional Survivor Series elimination tag team match. I do believe that it's going to be the Judgment Day versus the OC and Mia Yim, which I have no problem with whatsoever.
No, I don't have any issues with it either.
And
I
shout out to Mia
can't.
Yim. Mia Yim looks great.
Yeah, she was the solvent of the Rhea Ripley problem. Um, all right, so ladies and gentlemen, those are the wrestling news. Those are the wrestling news of the day in the airport. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap up. We're going to do a wrap up of Crown Jewel. Crown Jewel last weekend was good.
I thought it was great.
I loved it. The only thing I did not love was the bury of the burial of Damage Control's booking. That was the only thing that I did not care for. Which is sad. Because they built up Damage Control like they were a dominant faction, and then unfortunately the booking was not did not live up to the hype. So, but let's talk about this first match. Let's talk about this. It was Brock Lesnar taking on the almighty Bobby Lashley. The match was, how could I say, very controversial. And why I say very controversial, ladies and gentlemen, because I did go back and watch it. I agree with DJ Storms on his show. He did say this. Bobby Lashley's shoulders was never pinned to the mat.
It weren't down.
Oh,
It was a
they
fine
weren't
match.
down.
Fine
It
match,
was.
but
It
the
was
shoulders
a.
went down. He looked stupid.
Right. The ending was whack. The ending was whack. I thought it was whack. I looked at it again, and I agree with you. I did look back at it on Raw, and when I did the Raw watch along, and I agree with your assessment. His shoulders was never pinned to the mat. I don't know why the referee counted three, but the match itself was great. The match itself was great. It was physical. It was hard hitting. It was what it was. Would I want to watch it again? Probably not. Probably not. But DJ Son, what did you make of the match?
The match for the 6 minutes that it went was fine. It was much better than what they did at the Rumble. But I mean, listen, I understand what they were trying to do with that ending, but I mean, you could have done that a hell of a lot better. Matter of fact, if I was doing this, I would have had Brock Lesnar F5 Bobby Lashley through the announce table, and Lashley couldn't make it back into the ring. And then you could have had Bobby Lashley still destroy Lesnar after the match. But I understand what they were trying to do. I understand that they were trying to build this up, and that we're probably looking at a third match, which should take place at Survivor Series. I don't really understand why you would wait until WrestleMania to do another match, but that's what I would do. That's definitely what I would do. But yeah, that ending, it just fucked everything up. That match was going so well, and that ending, it just fucked everything up. It really did. And I don't know why they would book that ending specifically. You could have even done an ending with Bobby Lashley getting pinned, but his foot was on the rope. And Bobby could have pled his case to the ref and then still attacked Lesnar afterwards.
Right.
A scenario that shouldn't have happened last Saturday, and a scenario that could have been played out a hell of a lot better.
Right. I agree with that. I agree. I think that it should have been booked a little bit differently. I would have did it differently. Like you said, I mean, he would have M5'd him in the middle of the ring, and then Lashley's foot would have been on the rope. The referee never saw it. He counted the three. Unfortunately, that's how it happens. And he pleads his case to the referee, and then he beats the stew out of Lesnar. Um, I would have booked it like that. That would have been a hell of a lot of booking than what you did with the ending. The ending was a little wonky for me, but other than that, the match was okay. Match was fine. Um, the OC took on Judgment Day. The match was great. Love the chemistry in the ring. Rhea Ripley again interfering in the match for the Judgment Day, and Judgment Day marched forward with the win. Good stuff. Good match. I was kind of surprised. I was kind of shocked that the OC did not win this match. Um, DJ Song, what did you think of it?
I was pretty much in the same boat as you, dude. I actually thought that the OC was going to win it, but I mean, I can't shit on the Judgment Day winning because all four of these individuals were booked like shit under Vince McMahon. To see them succeeding under Triple H is a great thing, especially Rhea Ripley. Even though she's not wrestling, man, I'm loving what Rhea Ripley is doing and how much Rhea Ripley has grown into her role. how great Finn Balor and Damian Priest have been. Even Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio is definitely coming into his own as well. Judgment Day probably right now is the best act on Raw, if we're going to be quite honest with ourselves. And it was a decent match. Nothing over the top, but we got a solid 6-man tag, decent stuff. And hey, Judgment Day continues to win. And I actually compared Judgment Day to Damage Control. Look at the difference. Look at the difference. You can
Well,
clearly
yeah,
tell the difference between Judgment Day and Damage Control. Now,
yeah.
Damage Control could still get War Games, but I mean, I don't understand how anyone can take them seriously after they've been losing big match after big match. And listen, I'm not mad that they're pushing Bianca and they're making Bianca a main priority. Listen, Bianca is easily one of the best females that they have. She's a woman that you build a fucking company around because she's that good. I'm just saying
Right.
that if you were going to build her up, you didn't need to bury Damage Control to do so. But hey,
But that's what.
Judgment Day did win.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think, but let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Let me pick your brain for a second because you brought a good up. You brought a good point. Look at the booking between Damage Control and the Judgment Day. Do you think is do you think in the booking realm that they don't respect Damage Control and this is why they book them like that?
No. I have a feeling that they booked Damage Control as a faction specifically because they wanted to use Bailey to get Dakota and Io moreover, but that didn't work because if Bailey was going to come back, then she should have been in a high priority role. And realistically, she should have won the Raw Women's Championship. Now, listen, Bailey is bulletproof, and she will go down as one of the greatest female superstars of all time. She's easily a bona fide Hall of Famer, and she's done everything there is to do in the women's division, minus win the Women's Royal Rumble. But at the end of the day, right now, Bailey doesn't have any credibility. Right now, it seems as though Damage Control was merely put together just to A, get Bianca more over, and B, just to get put into War Games, and I feel as though they may break up afterwards. And it's probably the best call for them because Bailey would work better as a face going into a match with Sasha Banks at WrestleMania without a
Right,
championship. Heel Sasha versus babyface Bailey. That's the way to go.
right. I agree. I agree with the assessment. I agree with everything you just said. The OC match that was great. Love the chemistry in the ring. Love what they do. Um, but this was great. Now let's talk about this. The Brawling Brutes took on the Usos for
Fight
the
night.
yeah, for the unified tag team championship. The match was hard hitting. The match
Wait, I
was
got a
great.
question, Earl. I got a question for you.
Yes, yes.
Are you feeling oozy?
Oh, yes. It's almost the weekend, and of course, and Thanksgiving around the corner. I have to feel oozy. I hope
Let me
you're.
ask everyone in the chat, are you feeling oozy?
Yeah, well,
Here we go.
yeah,
Look
yeah.
at that.
Yeah, yes, Jeffrey, yes, everybody is feeling oozy. Yes, the match was great. The match was fun. The match was competitive. And the match was just absolutely. Lisa Warlow says no, she's not feeling oozy. Okay,
Lisa,
well,
you're disappointing me.
I'm sorry, Lisa. I'm sorry you don't feel oozy. I'm sorry.
You're
But anyway, the
disappointing.
match. The match was great. I had no issues with this match whatsoever. Usos retained, easy retainment. They gave them a hell of a ride, but in the end, it was just too much Usos. In the end, DJ Son, what did you think of the match?
When it came down to it, Hey, the Usos, I got no problem with the Usos retaining. And in the end, this was a very nice bridge to get the Usos on the show, to get the Brawling Brutes on the show. We got a very hard-hitting, very quick-paced tag team title match. This was all action, no rest periods. All action, no rest periods. And shout out to Ridge Holland, too. Ridge Holland has really come into his own. We all know that Pete Dunne
Yes.
is great, but Ridge Holland stepped up his game, and the Brawling Brutes have become really solid baby faces. And I'm liking the
Right.
progression of the Brawling Brutes. And on top of
Right.
that, this was a great bridge to get to War Games, because I do believe it's going to be the Brawling Brutes and the New Day versus the Bloodline with Sami Zayn. And I do believe that it will inevitably lead to Sheamus versus Roman for the Undisputed Universal Championship, with Roman obviously going over. But I do believe that Sheamus will be next in line to fight Roman after War Games.
Right. The match was, like I said, the match was great. Great chemistry, great fluidity in the ring. I love
It
a
was
great
very
tag.
oozy.
It was very oozy. Yes, it was very oozy. It was very oozy, and it was also juicy Lucy. And everything else in between. It was just great.
I
It
gotta
was
love
fantastic.
it. You gotta love Sami Zayn. Gotta love
Yep.
Sami.
Yeah, gotta love Sami Zayn. Yes, love it. Love when he's in the bloodline. Love it. Yeah.
It's like Daddy Ass and the Acclaimed. It makes no sense, but it works so well.
Right, exactly. It's just that you can't obtain it and you can't explain it. So,
Can't explain
yeah,
it. You
so
just love it.
you just love it, right? Here's something that I did not love. Omos took
Omos, this is my house. The Nigerian Giant.
he took on Braun Strowman.
Now,
Two.
hold on. Let's back the train up for a minute. Let's back the
Okay.
the Strowman Express. Let's back the stupid Express up for a minute.
Okay. All right.
Now, don't get me wrong. In no way, shape, or form was this a good match.
No.
However, this was probably the most tolerable Omos match that I think I've seen.
Right. No, you're right.
Yeah.
Right.
They didn't try and do anything outlandish. They went in
No.
there. They did what they did. For the most
Right.
part, it was clean. It was what they needed to do. And
Right.
Strowman won with one power slam, and that was it. Exactly what needed to happen. And let's get Omos off of TV, never to be seen again.
Right. Exactly. The match. Do I want to see this match again? No. Like I said, like DJ Storm said, this match was tolerable. It didn't put you to sleep. It wasn't the greatest thing you ever seen on paper, but it didn't put you
overstay
to
its
sleep.
welcome either.
No, it didn't overstay its welcome. It didn't put you to sleep. It was what it was, and that's it. I would not want to rewind and watch it. No, it's not something I would jump up and down
Braun
about.
Strowman needs to go now?
No.
He needs to go into a match and a feud with Gunther. That's what we need.
Yes. Agree.
We need these two Leviathans just beating the shit out of each other. That's what we need.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah, the match was okay. It was okay. I just don't want to see it again. Omos cannot do too much in the ring.
He
You're
barely
not.
walks to the ring.
Yeah, it's almost like, you know what Omos is like? It's almost like taking the whole like sand dune and try to push it across the ring with your hand. That's what Omos is like. He is as green as goose shit. And I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, folks, but I can't sugarcoat that. I'm sorry, folks. Uh, uh, and I digress.
Let's
But
not derail the train like we derailed the last show. What was
no,
it? It was It was the rundown for fucking Halloween Havoc NXT, and that shit just went clearly off the fucking rails.
Yeah, it did. It did.
My
It
girl Jess
did.
was in here too, and
It, it, it,
it just went completely sideways.
yeah, it did. It did. But we did entertain you, ladies and
Oh my
gentlemen.
god,
Did
that
we?
was
Every time me and DJ Storms come together, we always entertain you. You're not going to get two dull gentlemen here on the stream. You're just not going to get that. Not with us. Maybe somebody else, but not with us. Um, anyway, anyway, moving on from that, let's talk about the women's tag team championships. It was Damage Control taking on Asuka and Alexa Bliss. Let me tell you something. You know, I was never a fan of Alexa Bliss. But let me tell you something. This match, she was not lazy in this match. Let me tell you something, folks. Alexa Bliss held her own in this match. She did some great spots in this match and she carried her own weight. Asuka did not have to carry Alexa Bliss. She actually she actually held her own and she sold everything well in the match. She was great at it. The only thing I just wish that this didn't happen is that why in the world, listen to me carefully, why in the world would you have Alexa Bliss and Asuka win the titles only then to bring them to Saudi Arabia to cough them up back to Damage Control? I don't like playing hot potato with titles. I think that is a terrible booking. It is a terrible decision to keep flip flopping the titles like pancakes. You can't do that because first of all, you ruin Damage Control. Then you go ahead and you ruin the mystique of the title. And one thing that I am very happy about, ladies and gentlemen, what I found out today on the internet, the WWE has officially announced that they are retiring the 24/7 title. Thank good night, the
in the
Lord.
trash where it belongs.
Oh my gosh, I am so glad Triple H came to his senses and said this is enough. Oh my
But
God, Triple H, congratulations. You made the right decision. Right call, right, great. Great stuff. So getting back to the tag team titles, I don't like playing hot potatoes with the titles. I think it was ridiculous. The match was okay. Nikki Cross interfering in the match, costing Alexa and Asuka the title. Back to Damage Control. DJ Storms, what did you think of the match?
I'm pretty much in the same boat as you. We all know that they only did the hot potato with the titles to make a moment. Because obviously it's all about first time ever moments in Saudi Arabia. But hey, I gotta give my props where it's due. All four women brought it. The match itself was very good for what it was. Very solid. It was actually better than what Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar did. So I got to give them their props there. Again, even Alexa Bliss, she brought her A game. She was crisp. She was solid. She actually felt and looked like a professional wrestler for once and not an
Right,
OnlyFans model cosplaying as a wrestler. So I got to
right.
give her props there. Got to give her props there. It was very good, but obviously the hot potatoing with the championship, obviously it's a big no-no, big thumbs down. So that was definitely a big negative, but overall the match itself was very good.
Yeah, I agree with the assessment. I had no issue with the match. The only thing I had an issue with was the booking. That's the only issue I had with it. I don't like playing hot potato with titles. I just don't. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like
I'll
that
tell you what match
50-50.
I did not have an issue with. I'll tell you what match I did not have an issue with. Karrion Kross and Drew McIntyre.
Oh yeah. Now let's talk about that for a second. Let's talk about that steel cage match. This match was compelling. This match took you on a roller coaster. This match took you from the beginning to the end to the middle to the. I had no issues with this match. She sprayed the referee with the mace. She sprayed McIntyre with the mace. She tried to outsmart McIntyre in the match, but instead McIntyre fooled her and climbed out of the cage and said goodbye, see you later, I'm out of here. And he wins the match with when both feet hit the floor. This was great. This was great. Great match, great stuff. Love the spot in the ring with the superplex from the top of the cage. I love the way they beat each other to a pulp. I have no issues with them, with Karrion Cross.
And Cross coming in with a Busaiku knee. So props to Cross for
Yes.
making it.
Yeah. Yeah. I have no issues with it. I have no issues with Cross whatsoever.
And you know what was even more great? Cross was not pinned.
Right. They protect Cross, and McIntyre gets the win cleanly over the cage, and it the feet hit the floor. Great stuff. Yeah, DJ. So, what did you think?
Great match. Probably one of my favorite matches of the night. Probably my second favorite match of the night.
Great stuff. Great.
And I think we're going to get a third match.
Now, let me ask you a question. Okay, well, let me ask you something. If this is a third match and they're going to do a third match, would you have a stipulation in it?
Yes, last man standing.
Okay, I agree with that.
You haven't beat the shit out of each other.
Right, right. And ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what a last man standing match is, let me explain it to you. You need to incapacitate and neutralize your opponent to where the referee counts to 10 and you get up anymore. So that is what a last man standing match is. And speaking of the last man standing, we had the last woman standing match for the Raw Women's title. It was Bianca Belair taking on the leader of Damage Control, Bayley. Again, like I said before, everybody thought that Bayley was going to win this match and she was going to win the women's title at Crown Jewel. It did not happen. It did not happen. Um, what did you make of the match, DJ Swan?
Very creative. And I got to give my props to Bayley and Bianca. They brought out a lot of creativity, a lot of creative spots using the steps and the ladder. Bayley trying to trap Bianca underneath a ladder and stairs. Then we had Bianca driving Bayley on top of a golf cart, which was very entertaining. A great visual right there. And then the ending, easily one of the most creative endings to a last man standing match I've ever seen, trapping Bayley in the ladder and then sliding in under the bottom turnbuckle. So the match itself, very creative and very entertaining. The only thing that I just hated is the fact that Bayley's been booked like a glorified enhancement talent. That's pretty much it.
Yes.
Other than that, I'm
Yeah.
happy for Bianca, and she deserves a nice long title reign.
Yeah. Bianca retains the title. And Bianca was on the top of her game. Yeah, I agree with that, Jeffrey. I agree with that. Yeah, the match was great. I had no issues with the match whatsoever. Match was fantastic. Like DJ Storm says, I'm in the same boat as him. They booked Bayley like a jobber, basically.
I mean, not a jobber, but I mean,
well, not a jobber, but like a glove. Yeah, well, okay, all right. I'm going to take the jobber. I'm going to
just a glorified enhancement talent.
Talent, right. Not a jobber, but a glorified enhancement talent. Okay, all right. I take that. I'll take that.
I'll tell you who was not a glorified enhancement talent though. Logan Paul.
Oh yes, let's talk about the main event. Let's talk about the main event here. About the main event. To the main event, ladies and gentlemen. This was a fantastic main event. You know something? Let me tell you something. Logan Paul You can tell Logan Paul respects the WWE and he respects wrestling. The way he did his spots in this match was fantastic. He took on Roman Reigns. He blew his knee out. He needs knee surgery. He's going to be out a while. But you know what? Logan Paul did his thing in the ring, and so did Roman Reigns. And like I told you before, and I'll say it again, when Roman Reigns gets into a zone, he is unstoppable when it comes to his pay-per-view bookings. He is dominating. And in the end, Roman Reigns walked away still the unified champion. Um, DJ Sun, what did you think of the main event?
I don't even know how anyone is going to argue the fact that Logan Paul is the best wrestling rookie of the year. I don't think I've ever seen anyone that has had a better three-match start to their wrestling career than Logan Paul. Probably one of the best Roman Reigns matches we've seen in a while, too.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with the assessment. It was
And
great. It was fantastic.
he did
It
a
was
frog
fantastic.
splash through the table and kept the phone in his hand.
Yep, yep, fantastic, fantastic, just fantastic. I mean, with all the chaos going on the outside, in the end, when the smoke was clear, Roman, would you say that the match ended clean, or would you say there was some outside help?
No, I would say clean because none of the individuals that were not in the match, none of the individuals touched the competitors in the match.
Right.
So you
Okay.
can't really say
So
anything there.
right. Okay. So then I'm on the same wavelength as you, and I said that they they Roman retained the title cleanly. So folks, that was it. That was Crown Jewel. That was wrestling news. That was AEW Dynamite. We covered it all. I have to thank each and every one of you in this chat. Jeffrey, thank you so much. Dee Dee, thank you. Lisa, thank you. To everyone who's in the chat, we greatly appreciate it. This ain't going to be the last time DJ Storm's going to come on the show. Oh, no, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no. No, 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 no. DJ Storms will be back on my channel in the near future because he is hot, his brand is hot, and of course his channel is hot. And speaking of DJ Storms, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to tune in to him and his lightning flash update, which comes to you each and every Saturday. And he brings you all kinds of news, rumors, and reports. He'll even break down the Raw. He'll break down the SmackDown. He'll break down the AEW. Whatever you want, DJ Storm's got it on his cook pot. He's got it in the cook pot, ladies and gentlemen. And we are heading towards War Games. We are heading towards the Survivor Series. We're heading towards Full Gear. As I said before, and I'll say it again, next Friday, I'm going to be in the Prudential Center for Rampage. I will be live on Rampage from the Prudential Center, and I'll also be live Saturday night for Full Gear. So it's going to be a fun weekend for me inside the Prudential Center. It's historic. I can't wait. This is the first tri-state area pay-per-view for AEW, and I cannot wait. We're going to have so much fun next Saturday and Friday night. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of wrestling, but I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to going back to the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before I go, I want to let everybody know again, I will be back in cyberspace again next Thursday when Mitch Kofsky, one of the founding fathers of the Hardcore Sports Network, graces the Wrestling Experience stage. We're going to discuss the AEW Go Home show and we're going to predict Full Gear. So don't forget, that is next Thursday on the Wrestling Experience. I will be on for the final time because I'm taking a break for the Thanksgiving holiday, but I will be back after that. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, I hope everyone has a great Thursday evening. I hope you had a great weekend. DJ Storms, I wish you and your family a very safe and happy weekend. And
Likewise.
I will see you soon, sir. Like I said before, I'll say it again, ladies and gentlemen. When you want wrestling content and you want the great stuff in the IWC, you look no further than DJ Storms and Earl Cole. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me here on the Wrestling Experience. I'm Earl Cole. Good night, America.